Welcome back to Great Day Houston. When I say the word library, what comes to mind? Perhaps that book you checked out 30 years ago and never took back, or maybe it was the last homework assignment you had to do in grade school. If you haven't been to the library in a while, the Houston Public Library System says, hey, come visit them and help them celebrate 120 years of history, what's happening in the present, and what's coming in the future. Let's go check out some of the services they have other than books. Although there's nothing wrong with a good book. Donnie Byrd is the senior manager of the adult and multicultural programs here at the Houston Public Library. And I have to ask you, what was the very first book you remember connecting to as a kid?
As a kid, I remember reading several books, from Dr. Seuss books to author books, Amelia Bedelia books, but it wasn't until I became an adult, in fact, recently 7 years ago, that I reconnected with Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. I was in the story time reading to parents as we were celebrating Dr. Seuss's birthday, and as I was reading the book, I was like, oh my God, this is my life right here.
Wow, and that's the great thing about a book, right? It meets you where you are. So as a kid, it may have touched you in one way, but as an adult, you had more to work with and it touched you in another way.
Yes, it did. It took everything in me not to become emotional. I said, let me read in front of these children, these parents, and just get through the book, but I'm realizing I've gone through the valleys and I'm heading to the mountaintop. Oh. And it's been raining and it's just been all kinds of weather, but I'm just still going.
The power of a book to enlighten and empower, right?
Yes, exactly.
I introduced you as, the senior manager of the adult and multicultural programs. A lot of people might not realize is that you're meeting people where they are. We're right now sitting in the teen area of the Kendall Neighborhood Library.
That's right.
You have something for little kids and then of course something for adults as well. First, let's talk about this particular library location.
Yes.
I remember driving by it after Harvey. It was under 4 feet of water. This is the new and improved.
Yes, it is. I visited this library before Harvey, and I just fell in love with the building itself, the size, the fact that they have 3 floors connected with the parks department. And you cannot forget the paint job and the furniture. I too was devastated when it had to close for some time, but they worked really hard to get this library back going, so I know the staff and the community are super excited that it is back alive. And I'm very excited that we're here today just to witness the great job that they have done to get this library back open in the Energy Corridor.
Yeah, obviously we talked about the power of books, that's all here. However, there's a lot more than just books that goes on here and at the complete library system.
That's right, we have more. We have programs, we have events, we also have initiatives, we also have ways that customers can connect through technology. We also have ways that customers just connect in person and virtually. So any way we can, we know our mission statement is we link people to the world. So it's by the library card and anything that we have going on, we want to meet customers where they are and let them know that the library is always a great place to come.
Yeah, speaking of a library card, there's a special library card right now celebrating 120 years of the Houston Public Library.
That's right, we have our special edition MyLink library cards. They are coming in 2 designs. So why don't you come by and pick up a library card at any of your locations. We do have them. Even if you already have a MyLink library card, you are able to switch it out for one of the newer cards. I promise you will love it.
All right, 29 neighborhood and express libraries, 5 regional libraries, 1 central library, 3 history research centers, 3 tech links. The tech links are amazing. I was actually there several years ago with Ice Cube, and they were teaching kids how to produce a rap record, because rapping is about reading, right? But in that tech link, they could actually record it and then have something that they can leave with. And then also the other services you can get. Those books don't have to be a traditional book in hand.
That's right.
You have audio and...
That's right. We do have e-books and e-audio books. So we do have apps called Boundless, which used to be run by Access 360. We also have Libby as well. These are 2 of the popular apps that customers use to download books so they can read at home at the touch of their fingers on their phones.
Yeah. Kids can get help with homework. That wasn't the library I went to as a kid.
Yes, we had homework help, but not in the way that we have it now. So technology is just so amazing. So customers also could come in and use what we call brain fuse, even if they want to do it at home. So homework help, test prep help, and even with adults, if they're looking to get help with resumes, they can get help using the Brain Fuse app. So that has been a very popular app. We've been using it for years and years, and it always proves to be a success for our community.
Yeah, and they can check out a laptop or a hotspot, even learn a new language. And this other thing that you actually used yourself, You can get your passport at the library.
Yes, you can. So we have 5 locations where passports can be received. You can get a new passport or a renewed passport. I actually, a few years ago, I had to prepare for a cruise, my very first cruise. So I said, well, you know what? It's almost time for me to renew my passport. And I went to one in particular, the Park Place Regional Library. Staff were amazing. I got my passport in time for that cruise, and I had a wonderful time, and I'm due up for a renewal in the next maybe 7 years.
All right.
So the library is the place to be to get that.
Yeah, it's also the place to be, period, because there's a lot of celebration that's going to be taking place, celebrating 120 years of the Houston Public Library system. Upcoming birthday parties, April 6th at the Oak Forest Neighborhood Library, April 20th, the McGovern Stella Link Regional Library, and there's all kinds of just events, including the senior proms.
That's right. So we're celebrating Older Americans Month. As we know, May 1963 was the time during the late John F. Kennedy administration that they decided to have a month to celebrate the seniors. So they did later name it Older Americans Month. I fell in love with the
change that to Mature Americans,
yes,
please, as
mature.
I join that group.
Mature, or some of them may even say seasoned Americans Month.
There you go, smarter, all right.
So we just wanted to find a way to let seniors know, we know that technology is emerging and we're keeping up with technology, but we're also meeting you where you are. So the library is still here. You know, we're probably used to the old-fashioned sense of the library, and the libraries have changed, but it's still always a place for you to come and always a place for you to enjoy. So with those proms, we just want seniors to come back, kick back, dance like they did in high school. So as juniors and seniors in high school are having their proms, the seniors can have their proms as well.
The real senior prom.
That's right, the real senior prom.
You even have upcoming events like in observance of Jazz Month,
yes.
Jazz in Java, featuring Sax Ministry.
That's right. So we have a local musician here by the name of Sax Ministry. He is here. He actually went to school in New York. So it's multiple award-winning, one-man show. So we're just excited to have him. We're also going to have food trucks there. We have nonprofit organizations and many activities on the plaza. So we're asking adults, seniors, and also families to come out and have a great time.
All right. You know, when I was in school, I never did learn the Dewey Decimal System well, but that's okay,
That's
right?
okay. That's fine. Hey, it's always time to learn. I'm still learning as well, but as long as you know enough, and I too learned it in school, but once I got to the library, it was like, you know what? It's always like you have to start over, but the real learning comes when you're actually shelving the books and putting them where they need to be. So I could easily say, well, you know what, you're looking for a math book, go to the 500 section.
Yeah,
you're
I'm not looking for a
self-help,
math book. Yeah.
you go to the 600 section. So you know by putting your hands on the books and putting them where they need to be and checking them out.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
You're
and
so welcome.
Thank you all very much for what you're doing with our Houston Public Library system. As I said earlier, if you have not been in a while, please come in. There's so much more than we were able to talk about right now to celebrate, and so much more in the way of service to our community that you can get from coming to your Houston Public Library location nearest you. And again, they are hosting 2 regional birthday parties, one happening on Saturday at the Oak Forest Neighborhood Library from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and on April 20th at the McGovern Stella Link Regional Library. For more information about their upcoming events throughout the year and initiatives, visit their website at houstonlibrary.org.